welcome back, everyone, to Bloodbath Tactics. I am Ben. We've got the Wonder Trio in the house today. Ben, David, and
Kass.
Mr. Kass.
Yeah.
Kass is here.
The big man.
Big man on campus. The champ is here. The champ is here. For those of you who are not already aware, our good friend here, our good boy, I was going to say. Our good boy, your boy.
I was a good boy.
He was a good boy. This weekend, you were a good boy. And you took home a coveted golden ticket.
Yeah. We went out to Kelowna this weekend for a 5-round GT. I was offering 3 golden tickets to first, second, and third place, and I ended up clinching second place, getting me the ticket.
That's right. So actually, the 3 of you, Dave, Kass, and Fraser all went head out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Simon as well.
Oh, that's right.
Simon
went out as well. Yeah.
And he
very,
did
very
well
good.
too.
Very well.
Yes.
Yeah, where did he place? Top 10, right?
Oh, yeah.
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10 for sure.
Top 10.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah,
He went
4-1. Yeah, he was killing.
Yeah, he did really good. Hey?
He beat Brendan McKenzie.
Yep.
Wow.
That's quite a win.
Yeah, there was some, we can get into it a little bit, but there was some big names in like the Canadian scene, like the kind of Kelowna, Pacific Northwest area they have some big dogs, some big names over there. So it's
Definitely a bit of a Shark Tank for sure. I think that it was I don't know what the number would be, but the average ELO was quite high.
Sure.
There was a lot of
It attracted a lot of people looking for golden tickets.
Sure.
Yeah.
That knew they had the ability to get golden tickets. So you had some people coming in from Washington State. You had some people coming from California. You had Kenneth and Tony.
Oh, and they were
Tony
rad.
won a GT with Knights last weekend.
A 65-man
right.
GT.
And
That's
Kenneth is the
Forgot about
8th
that.
Yeah, Tony
in
did,
the ITC in the States and 18th in the world.
Wow.
We had Alex McDougall come up. We had
Stu
Angel, who's 3rd ELO in Canada and 1st in ITC Canada, or top 5 for sure.
I think
He's up there.
Yeah, he's up there for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Especially after this event too,
Yeah.
because he did well. He did 4-1 as well. So
Cool. So relatively small tournament numbers wise, I think we said it was around 45. But 3 tickets on the line. Yeah, that's going to bring out some big dogs looking to go to Atlanta for sure, which makes sense. That's why we had our big dogs go out there and try to get some tickets going on. So for those who also don't know, Fraser, we'll shout out Fraser because I guess you guys saw the little tournament recap. So those who've been paying attention know that Fraser actually secured his ticket last weekend, the previous weekend. Yep. 3 of you went out, and you've now secured your ticket. Yep. So now just me and Dave.
Which was funny because in the Classic, I lost to him in the finals.
That's right.
For him to get his ticket, and then he lost to me in the finals of this one.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But
we'll get into that later.
Into it. You guys had a rematch.
What did Fraser finish?
Top 10? I think 10th is what he finished.
Was it a 3 and a 2? Ooh.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Oh.
He lost
Dirty
to
dog.
the 2 5-0s though.
Yeah, he.
Oh, that's true. Hey, he lost to the only 2 5-0s.
He lost to Ide Vidal,
right.
Yeah.
who has beaten pretty much everybody except me, which means I'm better than Fraser, right?
He actually hasn't beaten me yet.
Well,
We haven't played against each other
that's
yet,
true,
though.
right?
So I'm actually out of the conversation.
Okay, sure.
By far the weirdest off-the-wall Necron list I've seen succeed in the past year. We've had multiple people head out to Kelowna for multiple events. Adam played against him. Fraser played against him. We'll get into that stuff. Matt Sector played against him and lost. Like he's beating very good players with this very weird list, and I have almost everybody. Sorry, Dave. And I still, even though people have told me how it's supposed to work, I still don't know how it works.
Stat check. It's
bunch
field
of-
of pains and invols. It will catch you. It will catch you off guard.
It's a stat check where if you don't overcome the stat check right away, you'll get overwhelmed with just the reanimations and getting attrition down. There's other stat checks you can kind of whittle down. You can't whittle down the stat check. You have to kill units in one act,
which is very much a Necron thing.
Yeah, so focus on one Lich Guard, boom. Focus on one Lich
for those who
Guard,
are not aware, is it triple Lich Guard brick? He's got the convergence of dominions, so the Necron fortification, which I didn't even know what it did until we started looking at the guy's list. It's a
60 points,
6 up, feel no pain.
Yeah. And he'll have
for infantry.
everything strung back, so everything's benefiting from it. And then he has 3 DDAs. And 2 Annihilation barges, which are just like neat little mortal wound dumps.
Yeah, those are weird too. And it's played in the Obeisance Phalanx, so all of his Lich Guard and his Overlord stuff are getting benefits from the detachment. Yeah, it's just a very, very off the wall list, but it clearly is doing it well. He knows what he's doing.
It's nice to see that Necrons can adapt to the meta and kind of go in different directions. It's not just like 18 race or
no, not at all.
Yeah.
The Necron Codex is extremely adaptable. Like when you think about how strong it was when it first launched, and it was like Canoptek Court was destroying the world, and then they nerfed it, and then Hypercrypt is destroying the world, and then they nerfed it, and then Awakened is doing good, and they've kind of just left it as be. It's just we just keep on pivoting to something else.
It's truly an army that lets you pick what type of stat check you want to play.
Yeah. Do you want 20 warriors? Do you want 16 race? Whatever you want.
Well, they're resilient, right? And
But this is not an episode about Necrons. As cool as that list is, congratulations. Like, he came first place.
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. So he won the event. So secured himself a golden ticket. Like we said, there's just the top 3, just boom, not best general, best overall, just 1, 2, 3 on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Took down the 3 tickets. So Edeval, Eve Deval.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
Heimdall.
I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm very sorry.
But his English name is Colin. So
I didn't know that. There you go. It's Mr. Colin. There you go. Kass in second. And do you remember who was third?
Levi. He was my loss.
That was the
It was a night player.
Yes.
It was I believe his first event.
Nice. Good for
I
him.
remember seeing someone say that. That's
Great.
incredible. Is he first event or he's been playing? Do you know how long he's been playing Warhammer for?
Well, he certainly played the game well, and he knew how to play. So
Right.
it's not like he was new to playing the game,
Sure.
but it was his first event. So he's been.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Play your first event, get a golden ticket, go to Atlanta. I love
Yeah.
it. I love that. That's a Cinderella story. But we want to talk about this Cinderella for now and talk about Kass.
The shoe fits.
If the shoe fits,
Yeah.
you are a princess or something. So you were playing, of course, as people who are familiar with the channel, you've been playing your Death Guard.
Yeah.
You received a pretty good codex. I was going to say like chunky,
They're great.
Aggressive. I don't know. It's a good codex.
Yeah.
With lots of good, incredible data sheets, good rules. So why don't you run us through what you took to the tournament?
Well, the big buff that we got is we always had, like the contagion that helped us, but our data sheets always kind of were lacking. And then the contagion of like -1 save would help us on our data sheets and help us kill things. But now we just got a buff on our data sheets, so it's like the contagions actually push us to the next level.
Yeah.
And the detachment rule for the index is now the army rule. And now your detachment rule, you got a new detachment rule for what detachment?
No, I'm playing the index one. It's the same one.
Oh, it's the same one.
It's the same rule. Sticky everything.
Oh, sticky.
That's the sticky.
Yeah.
What you're thinking
I
of
technically
is...
got a debuff in that because I'm playing the same index. The debuff was it's not -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill anymore. It's -1 to hit.
Gotcha.
Right, but I think what David was saying is that used to be tied to the detachment.
Yeah.
Now that got put to the army rule so that all the detachments can kind of do their own thing.
Right, and then on top of the increase in the data sheets, you can just there's different types of detachments you can use or like different ways you can go about playing Death Guard. It's a deeper book now because of that.
And you were playing we keep on calling it index, but it's the Virulent Vectorum.
Virulent Vectorum.
Which detachment rule is just the sticky.
Yeah,
is that
everything is sticky, and then once it's sticky, it also gives off contagions as well.
Right.
And it's only, and then I can go back onto it, and once I control it for a phase, it gives off its contagion again.
Right.
Yeah.
There is some play where like once it's been stickied once, you kind of have an easier way to reactivate.
It's considered infected, but it's only giving off a contagion if I control it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. And okay, so we're playing Virulent Vectorum. What's the list? What are you looking at?
Yeah, sure. So I obviously I love my Death Shroud, so
Sure,
I wanted to kind of focus on them.
incredible.
And they got their big glow up there with going up to 4 wounds, 2/7, 6-inch deep strike is just, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
It's really, really good.
That's some of the, when you rapid ingress, I don't have to rapid ingress them anymore.
That's right.
And now they can move 5 inches. Even before on a rapid ingress, it was a 5-inch charge, but now I can make it a 1-inch charge if I rapid ingress them within 6 of them, and now it's a 1-inch charge if I wanted to do that.
Yeah. So the way they work now, correct me if I'm wrong, is if your opponent's unit is within your contagion range or afflicted.
Yeah. So the way the verbiage works now is when you're in my contagion, you're considered to be afflicted.
Got it.
And what affliction does is it's -1 toughness, and it's minus whatever one I choose, which is sometimes -1 save, -1 to hit,
Right.
or -1 movement, leadership, and OC.
Right.
Those are the 3 you can choose from. I generally choose the save. There is ones I choose -1 to hit.
Sure.
There's certain matchups I do, but that is That's how it works. And then once it's in the contagion, you're considered afflicted. Plague Marines give affliction off. The bloat drones do too. And so we'll go over my list here. I had the Demon Prince of Nurgle as my warlord.
Right.
It's a mini Mortarian. He got a bit of a glow up too. He has toughness 12. I gave him the enhancement of 5 up, feel no pain. He's 10 wounds. He gives off a 6-inch aura of cover to any Death Guard unit, so he's always in perma cover.
Right.
He has, when he's within 3 inches of an infantry model, he has lone op. So I can kind of just deploy him right in the center, and if I have some infantry near him, unless you want to commit, you're not shooting him.
Right.
Then he has, which is his best, once per battle round, any unit within 12 inches can get a free strat or -1 to a strat. Right. So he's just kind of like the centerpiece of the army. He's kind of an auto take. He's been pretty unreal, to be honest.
Yeah, he sounds ridiculous.
Like a mini Norn.
Yeah.
Mini Mortarian.
That's pretty close to being a Norn straight up,
or like,
actually.
He's actually like mini Mortarian with Gilliman. Like, with
the CP. Yeah.
Because it gives me some extra CP. Then I had a Lord of Contagion. He is a great glow up as well. He comes back on a 2-up. He gives the unit Sustained and Lance. I gave him an enhancement called the Furnace. It gives him +1 attack, +1 strength, and dev wounds.
Gross.
Yeah, so he hits like a truck.
Totally.
Yeah.
Then I had a Lord of Virulence, which gives me, at the start of the shooting phase, I can look at something within 30 inches, and then everything has rerolls for blast weapons against that unit, or hit rolls a 1. Yeah. If it's not a blast weapon.
Right.
Also, when it's attached to Death Shroud Squad, I can get full wound rerolls on all range attacks. So it's not just in my shooting phase, so it is on Overwatch and everything else. So I can get really effective Overwatches.
Yeah.
I also had Playcaster. When it's attached to a unit, when I'm hitting a unit that's afflicted, I get Sustained. Then I have their Biologist Putrefier. When it's attached to a unit, they get everything gets lethal and crits on 5s. And you can attach it with the Playcaster. So then the Plague Marine squad would essentially have, against afflicted units, would essentially have crits and lethal 5s.
Yeah, they just rinse whatever they shoot.
And Sustained. Sustain lethal 5.
Sorry, Sustain lethal 5s.
Yeah,
because it crits on 5s. Yeah. Sustain lethal 5s. And that works in ranged. And that works in melee.
Everything.
Gross.
Yeah, and that's having both sustained and lethal means they're effective into like anything. Yeah. Pretty much. Like there's nothing you can't whack with them. And that's like your battle line unit. That's just chilling. Yeah. That's not even getting into the frickin' Terminators yet.
No, we're not even there yet. No. Then I also brought Typhus.
Sure.
I could run with it is matchup dependent. I could switch him between Death Shroud units whenever I wanted to, or I can just run him solo. He still has Mortal Wound Bomb like he did before. It was just recently FAQ'd. I can't get something with lone op with 12 inches. If they have lone op, I can't Mortal Wound Bomb him.
Right. Yeah, they kind of made that pretty across the board.
Good. Yeah. But he's a tough body. He's good solo. He comes in on deep strike. He did get a bit of a glow up. He has more attacks. It's now 6 attacks and then 12 on the sweep.
2 up, 4 up, T7, 6 wounds.
Yep. So really good body.
I was going to ask, is the Demon Prince, is he a 2 up, 4 up as well?
He's a 2 up, 4 up as well, and always in cover.
2 up, 4 up, always
in cover.
Because he has an aura.
Because he has 6-inch aura in Death Guard unit has cover.
Really?
So he's perma cover.
I hate it. Should be a 4 up, 4 up.
Yeah.
2 up, 4 up, always cover. That just hurts my feelings.
That's gross.
That's rough.
It's like AOC built in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, actually.
Essentially. Yeah. But everything. Oh, I ignore cover. Everything has ignore cover now.
There is lots. You kind of have to bring it.
Then I went into the big damage unit of my army is the Plague Marines.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because when they're equipped with the 2 heroes, they're going to be sitting in a Rhino. I have 2 plasma guns, 2 flamers, 2 blight launchers, 3 heavy plague weapons, and 1 power fist.
Just everything you need.
Yeah. So the whole idea with the 3 plasma guns, I used to have 2 meltas and then a plasma gun, but with the plasma guns in rapid fire range, if I'm critting on 5s, I just get more volume of shots.
Right.
Going through. The math just kind of works a little bit better, and then if I have the -1 save, we're talking a strength 8, AP -4, 2 damage gun, and then there's a strat. Which is the big important one with these. The reason why they can do so much damage is, and I'll tell you when we talk about round 3 how much damage they can do.
Okay.
There's a strat that gives you target this unit, and every time they shoot an afflicted enemy model or enemy unit, they get full hit rerolls and full wound rerolls. So then you're just fishing for the crits on 5s.
Yep.
And then you just re-roll in the wounds.
And that's 2 CP, right?
That's 1.
You wish.
Most of the time it's free if I'm near the demon.
Right.
Post.
Yeah. It just does
yeah,
it for
that
free.
makes sense.
Oh.
So
Wow.
it really pushes through a lot of damage.
How, if you don't mind me asking, how much does that unit cost? Do you have it?
The whole package itself is almost 400 points.
That's including the Rhino.
Including the Rhino.
And the characters.
Because you need a Rhino for Plague Marines because they will just die.
Yeah, they're
sure.
slow too.
Yeah, and they're slow.
They don't get assault.
The biologist Putrefier has an assault weapon, which is a little hyper bite.
Yeah, not really,
That's about it.
The unit does. Okay.
So it is.
So there's nothing else assault in there.
Yeah,
it's
so you need a Rhino.
You need the Rhino. You need
should
the
be
2
expensive.
heroes, right?
Yeah.
And the whole unit, like the unit itself, is 108 or 90 now. Yeah, 190.
And it's a fragile unit, right? It's just T5 Space Marines.
Yeah. Basically.
T6.
T6.
Oh,
T6.
yeah, they are T6. So fragile.
Fragile.
They're
T6.
they're T6, but power armor.
Yeah.
3 up. No invul on those guys, right?
No invul.
Yeah,
And not
that's-
even on the heroes. There's no invul on the heroes.
Okay, so
Right.
it's fairly easy to precision them out.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes. Yeah, you can totally do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Chaos Rhino. The Rhino got a bit of a glow up. It doesn't really happen often because I'm using that strat, but if I shoot at a unit and if I hit it, I can actually select that unit and I get full wound rerolls on range attacks from the unit that disembarked from it.
Oh, Jesus.
But that happening is unlikely because you're using the strat anyways. That gives you full hit rolls and wound rolls.
Right. Oh, you get both sides.
But now
already.
let's just say they're far away or they're out of affliction and you want the wound rolls. Okay, we'll hit with the Rhino and then hit
Yeah,
with
it's
them.
nice in a pinch if you don't have the CP also.
Right, but it has to be the unit that disembarked from it that turn.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Wound. Oh, it's a bit the Falcon rule, basically. That's what Falcons do.
Yeah.
Reroll wounds, yeah.
And does the Rhino have any open top?
Firing deck 2.
Okay, that's nice if you need to reposition.
Yeah, and also you can throw the Playcaster's Flamer, which is the awesome Flamer. It's,
Right.
So you give it hazardous, or you overcharge it. It's D6 plus 3, strength 6, AP 2, D3 damage.
Ooh.
It's a Flamer.
Ignores cover?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't ignore cover.
Okay.
But you're going to put them in a -1 save, hopefully.
Sure,
Right?
right.
And if I hit, and if they survive, and it auto hits, then the unit has -2 to move.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, it could come up probably against like knights or something.
Yeah,
Probably
for
more.
sure. I don't think does it work.
Chances are
does it work
the
against
unit I'm
vehicles?
shooting at is dead though.
Does it work against vehicles? Sometimes those things don't.
I don't know. I think so.
I imagine it
yeah, I'll look it up. But
doesn't, but still very strong.
just infantry. Just infantry.
Just infantry
Yeah,
specifically.
you're right,
Still,
yeah.
still very good. Yeah.
Again, it doesn't really come up because that unit's just dead.
Yeah, whatever you're
because
shooting
it's
at
the
is
reroll
dead.
hits and wounds and crits
Yes,
and
for sure.
all that
For sure.
nonsense.
Yep.
Then I had a unit of Chaos Spawn. They scout. They got a bit of a glow up. They're toughness 7. When you allocate wounds, this is the weird rule because wound allocation or attack allocation actually happens in the wound roll. So it's like, so say you're rolling amount of hits, you hit me 10 times and then you wound me 5, then
Yes.
that means you allocated me 5 attacks.
Theoretically, yes.
So you put that aside, then I roll my saves, and then I roll 5 dice, and every 4 up is a mortal wound back
Right.
because it's on allocation.
Right. You would never allocate more wounds than you could die to, obviously.
And
but
it's max of 6.
correct. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's max of 6.
But yeah, you roll a die for each wound
it
allocated
killed
to
some.
you.
It killed some neophytes. It killed
Sure, of course.
rangers. I think. Yeah, it killed rangers too.
Sorry. So what's the max? Like if I allocate 20.
Oh, is
I
there
can
a max?
only ever do max of 6 mortal
6
wounds
dice.
back.
Yeah.
So you would roll 20 dice.
And every
That's
4 up.
Really good.
Oh, you can. It doesn't max the number of dice. It maxes the number of mortal wounds.
Yeah, and after the attack is done, then every allocation comes back. And
So
it
you're
slopes.
almost punished for overkilling the unit.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
kind of. You need to like.
It's a really complicated rule. I think it should just they're gonna. I hope they FAQ it a little bit to make it a little bit more sense because it's on allocation, which is the worst part.
So you want to shoot them.
Yeah,
yeah, ideally, right. Yeah.
and again the T7.
And only like 60-ish points. Like that's a
80.
80. Okay.
The
So
scout.
still a good like
sticky.
throwaway unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. Then I did 2 units of Death Shroud, 1 6-man and 1 3-man.
Okay.
They got their glow up again, so they have the strength, the toughest 7, 4
4
wounds,
crazy.
6-inch deep strike. They have -1 leadership within 6 inches, and 76 flamers or 46 flamers on the other one.
And I guess something we didn't mention earlier is you do have a strat to just on demand -1 damage.
Yeah. So with
which
the
is really good into death strat.
For sure. It's good. Yeah. You have to hit him with mass damage 5. Not a thing. That doesn't exist.
yeah, so like D-Day is shooting me with the 4 damage. I can just -1 damage.
Suddenly they're tougher Deathwing Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% there.
Yeah. And they do way more damage.
Yes, they do.
Way more damage.
Yes, they do.
Especially when you give them sustained
I
lethal.
think they're cheaper too.
I imagine they probably are.
6 or 300?
6 or 300. See if I can find
I
Dark
think
Angels on the
5 are probably 225. So they're probably Death Strat are a little more expensive.
Yeah. And then I went into the Boogeyman. These do spike, so it is kind of weird. I can get more into it, but I did the three flooded bloat drones with the heavy blight launchers.
Yeah.
They have a great gun. Whenever they kill something on a 5-up, everything within 6 inches is considered afflicted.
Oh, a little explosion.
Yeah. Now, if that thing that I killed was already afflicted, it's on a 4-up instead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it can come up.
Sorry, it's on you roll a dice and everything is afflicted, or you roll a dice for each unit within 6?
You roll dice.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then it's almost like it explodes and it affects everything around
Gotcha.
it. Is the idea. So it's on a 5-up, but if that thing was afflicted, I get +1 to the hit or +1 to the roll.
To the roll,
so
yeah,
4-up.
But notably, these things are 100 points.
Yeah.
They move like 12 inches or something like that. 10 inches. Super fast for Death Guard. And the heavy blight launcher is the
36-inch range.
so it's such a
Strain
good
10,
profile.
AP 2, 3 damage, D6 plus 2 blast.
2 shots. Which oftentimes you're re-rolling your blast shots.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's so efficient.
Pretty good value.
It's extremely good. Flat 3.
You just hate it over there.
It's just
good.
It's very good value. Like those could easily. They're 100 points each. If they were 120 points each, you probably just still start with 3.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's extra 60 points in your list, but I don't think that's I'd take that day all day.
I'm sorry, it's T9 10 wounds?
T9 10 wins 5-up invul. Because they have the demonic 5-up invul.
Demon save.
Yeah. And then I had him a Pythic Blight Hauler. That got a bit of a glow up too. That's 90 points. Multi-melt, which is lethal. And then the Bile Spurt and Missile that I can do the blast one or the crack or the frag.
Yeah.
They get +1 to hit and wound against vehicles and monsters now. So against Dread Knights, they just
so good.
they wound on
Twos and
twos and twos. Just 2 twos.
Oh yeah, because Dread Knights are T8, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had it to I think I was shooting a truck and I multi-melta. I was like 2 6s. I'm like lethal -5. What the fuck?
Bye.
I just rolled box cards.
Bye
casual.
now. Yeah, right. Yeah, actually, lethal on multi-meltas probably feels really freaking good because there's a lot of T10 out there, and
Eldar spends
for
it.
you it becomes T9 obviously, but oftentimes multi-meltas at strength 9 are not getting through on big armor, so that lethal helps a lot.
Wound.
Helps me have +1 to wound. It helps when their toughness is 1 less. You know, you're breaking the rules here with Death Guard, but that's how it works.
That's how it works. You know what? We suffered for a long time having
That's
mediocre rules.
You
so.
did. You paid your price at the beginning of 10th edition.
Oh my god,
in Squalor.
That was awful. And then I did three 10-mans of Poxwalkers.
Sweet.
With having everything sticky, they have infiltrate now, so it makes it a little bit more more interactive. And I have some early trade pieces as well.
You can afflict everything immediately.
Yeah.
All the objectives immediately.
I get a good advance too.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm up. I'm actually. Oh, you mispositioned your deployment. Okay, I'm just gonna go infect and then shoot some heavy blight launchers at it. Right. Which didn't actually come up because most of the players were pretty good and they hit well. And it can move here. Okay, what's 36-inch range? Okay, I'm gonna be out.
Just
of your
pre-measure
range.
it.
So I was like, okay, well, it's not gonna happen, but
good to have the threat.
it's good to get it up there too. And then now it's turn 2. Now I can rapid ingress on you.
That's right.
With the 6-inch deep strike.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
So there's some cool combos in there. And again, we can go to the detachment itself and why I like it. The big thing is the -1 damage and the reroll hits and wounds in range. Those are the 2 big ones I use the most. There's auto explode, which comes up.
Oh yeah, I forgot it has that.
Yeah.
For sure it does.
Then there is a heal, which is like basically a reverse tank shock. Say I had Demon Prince at 1 wound, they have 10 wounds max. I roll 9 dice. Every 5 up is mortal wound back, and I heal that many.
Gross.
Yes.
It doesn't. It's not as. I think I did max 4.
I mean, still,
that's
a good heal.
It's just value because you get it on 2 sides.
Yeah.
You get the damage,
and then you heal up.
and then you heal.
And if you had something like
that can flip games.
if you had Mortarion in your list, that could
Situational,
pop off
but-
like crazy too.
Oh, Mortarion, it's
That'd be
gross.
bonkers on Mortarion.
If he's at 1,
Yeah.
I think it's only max to 6 though too. Though.
Okay, fair enough.
I imagine he's at like 1 to 4 wounds very often, just
Sure.
like running around.
Oh, guaranteed.
Being annoying.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, and then there's the one where I can re-roll the amount of shots determined against the
Right.
unit as well.
Right.
So
Ooh.
Yeah,
So that's really good with the bite launcher.
random
What's
stuff,
the
yeah.
caveat there?
in my affliction.
Okay, so something's afflicted, and all your blasts, which are your
No,
drones,
all your randomly. So any of your flamers too. Any
D6,
randomly
any
decided.
D6 determined
and
shots.
the flamers. So the flamers,
Yep.
the drones,
Yep.
the blight launchers on the plague marines.
Yep.
Oh, does that strat target the enemy unit?
Yes.
Or I didn't
So,
realize
so
that.
basically,
very
it's I choose that and it dies.
good. Well, yes.
Yeah, but
If
I think that's a lot of the other strats too. It's the
Sure.
same
Sure.
thing. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you have multiple strats that are that thing dies, that thing dies, that thing dies, which means
Yeah, like I
there's
can
lots of
do it over
damage
there, I can
happening.
do it over here. Like
I
in
didn't
the
real-
orc game, it came out to be like I'm going to determine the amount of shots against this.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to re-roll everything with this.
Yes.
Right.
With the Plague Marines, and then I just like the 120-man blob, and then I think the math works that a Plague Marine squad can kill 20 orcs.
Oh,
I-
for
It,
sure.
it only
I
killed it to
imagine
the man though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the boy squad, yeah.
5 up, invul, 5 feeling pain is
Yep.
something. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Oh, if they're in the wall, yeah. That makes
no,
sense.
no, it's green tide.
Oh, he's a great type. Right. Yes, they just get it. Yeah. That's right.
Anyways, and those are really the main ones I use.
Okay.
For sure.
Love it. Super solid list. The same list was it the exact same list you ran
Exact
at
same
Classic? Yeah, okay. Didn't change it from the following week.
Well, lists were due when we were in the finals together.
Oh,
so me and
that's
Fraser
right.
both submitted our lists
just lock it in.
on each other's turn.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Sweet. And I'm curious. I'm sure other people will be curious. Morty doesn't make the cut. Why do you think that is? Just
380 points. It's like how many anvil or hammer units do you really need? Because I went for the 6-man brick, I can't afford a Morty.
sure.
I think if I got rid of the 6-man brick, maybe went to 2 3s, I could probably find some points and find them in there, and I think it actually would be pretty sweet. I really like the idea of reactive moving back into a rhino with my Plague Marines.
Yeah,
I
no
really
kidding.
like that idea.
It's great.
Because they come out, they kill something. If I didn't get the exact value I wanted out of it,
Yeah.
at this 400 point unit,
Just sitting there.
it's just gone.
Yeah.
But the Plague Marines are so easy to kill. They're not. If you put them out there, they do die.
Right.
How do you reactive move them back into Rhino?
Mortarian.
Yeah, I mean, like what? How?
Oh, so Mortarian has a 6-inch aura of whenever enemy unit goes within 9 of that unit. If my Plague Marines are within 6 inches of Mortarian, if anything moves within 9 inches of that Plague Marine squad, I get a 5-inch reactive move.
That's right. Gotcha.
And I can reactive move back into a round.
Yeah, it is a normal move, so you can get in the vehicle.
Yeah.
that's
And I mean, like the 5-inch, I could reactive my death shroud up, or I could like move block. There's a whole bunch of applications.
Oh,
with
and
it.
there's Morty's nuts.
And
Go ahead.
once per game or as much as you want?
once per turn.
Once per turn.
You wish once per
One
game.
unit, once per turn.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
There's three different abilities you can pick
So he
from.
has that, the reactive one.
move
Then
one.
he also has fight on death on a 2-up.
which
Now, for him, or is it an aura?
1 unit, once per turn.
it's an aura. Yeah.
And then a shoot back
A
as well.
shoot back one, which is also could be very good too.
Could be.
You shoot
With
back
some
as
heavy
it,
blade launchers? I don't know.
it's like it's not an Overwatch back. It's a normal shoot back as if it's your turn, right?
Yeah.
So that little unit of Plague Marines that you failed to kill enough shoots back.
So suddenly you can't charge that Plague Marine unit. You can't shoot that Plague Marine unit
Unless you want
unless
tap
you
it.
want to get shot and killed.
Yeah.
But you can't use the strats on it. But it does still shoot incredibly hard without
still,
the
yeah.
strat.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
He still has
It's good at-
sustained lethal on 5s.
Stay lethal 5s. Yeah. If they're afflicted.
Right, which I
If
mean,
they're not afflicted, it's not sustained.
fair enough.
That is key.
Okay.
It is still lethal. It's just not sustained.
Still very good.
It's still very
Still
good.
very, very good.
Yeah.
And then you'll likely get an Overwatch out of them too.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you get 2 shooting activations in your
yeah.
opponent's.
In your opponent's turn, that feels bad. Okay, sweet. So Morty, maybe down the pike.
Sounds pretty good.
Thank you.
We look at Morty. He's very, very good. But like you said, he's expensive, right? He's definitely
I
expensive.
think my next list, I'll put a variant with Mortarian in.
Experiment with him. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for Edmonton, we'll see.
Okay, cool.
But I need some practice with him. I think he's challenging.
It's hard to use, yeah.
I think it's gonna be challenging, and
For
it's
sure.
gonna be very matchup dependent on like what ones are actually important.
Yeah.
And some things will still pick them up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You'll have to see what the data slate has before you.
But maybe if you give like a Demon Prince and a Mortarian, like you're kind of giving these 2 targets that
Man,
like
that's tough. That's
You
so
don't
tough.
take both, probably. I don't know.
Derek
I
did 40K Dirty Bags did, and he went 6-0.
Oh,
Oh, did he? Just recently?
Yeah.
Like since the
Now
book,
that was the
obviously.
first weekend of Death Guard, right? So
Sure,
it's gonna
but
be
still. Okay.
Yeah, he did, and that's a pretty sweet list actually. I might try it out and then change it. I don't know. We'll see.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's get into some games.
Yeah.
Right. This was a 5-round GT. So we got 3 games Saturday. We got 2 games Sunday. You got the 3 amigos out in Kelowna plus Simon, honorary amigo. And
It's 4 amigos.
4 amigos.
amigo.
He's an amigo straight
He's
up.
our boy.
The 4 amigos. There
Simon's
you
our
go.
boy.
Simon is our boy.
Will our conclave get a potential nerf? Oh my gosh.
Well, it's kind of
Yeah.
wildly
Okay,
strong.
I
so-
didn't mean to say that.
No, it's good. What'd you play first round?
I went into Brett Mooney, longtime Warhammer player, great guy. He brought his Vanguard Tyranids.
Yeah.
He was trying to put me in jail real quick.
Yeah.
But I ended up going first, and I just pushed up my Poxwalkers right onto his Gene Stealers. I just put a line right in front of him.
Yeah.
That he had to then use them as either he wanted to launch pad with them, but I didn't give him like a consolidation move. And he was going to have to either get rid of them or they're going to be in his face again and I was going to get a Poxwalker jail. So he had to throw his Gene Stealers out in front for me to then react. And I kept my 6-man brick on the field. So when he does go after the Poxwalkers, I can then know what to charge and take over 2 things and get double activations on a flamer and then kill another one.
Okay, so he had 2 units of Gene Stealers infiltrating? Or do you have 3?
They don't
Don't they infiltrate? Or they scout?
they scout.
Maybe I'm thinking of a
They
different...
scout and then they advance and charge.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
they don't
The Gene
infiltrate.
Stealer
Sorry.
ones.
He had infiltrators of
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
yeah,
The actual cult.
He had the Death Leapers and stuff that would infiltrate, but
Right.
I ended up deploying first and kind of screening that out, and then putting my Poxwalkers in a Congo line and then pushing onto his deployment zone.
Right. Forcing him to, like you said, use his early pressure to take those out, and then you use them as like a springboard
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
your Death Strat out there.
Exactly, and then
Interesting.
you know when you see like a 10-man brick, then it's just like, okay, can I line up some Blight Launcher shots and get that extra blast shots in too?
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, Gene Stealers. Anything weird with his list? Anything of note happen in the game, or was it pretty? Once you had your board position, you just hold it and you're kind of locked in.
Yeah, he was kind of stuck and kind of pinned in his deployment zone. His Tranifex is, shot down some bloat drones and stuff, but I don't think they were any meaningful targets. He did eventually kill the 6-man brick with extra crins, Tranifex, and a Swarm Lord. And then Hive Tyrant as well. Yeah, he had to put all 4 of
Yeah,
those
I was
things
gonna
in,
say.
get a shooting activation and a combat activation in to kill the 6-man brick. But by then it was just like he was trapped in his deployment zone and he couldn't score any points.
Yeah, game's over by that.
Yeah, so I ended up taking that one 97-57.
Solid game.
Yeah.
Very solid game. So you got the first game under your belt. Feels good.
Yeah, went to lunch.
Get some lunch.
Yeah.
Anything good for lunch in Kelowna?
We
Lake
Oh
country.
man, we did. What did we do?
The
Teen burger.
this new steakhouse teen burger.
Oh, what'd you think
Yeah,
about it? I actually had it.
It's good.
It's
Yeah,
actually, it
it's not
was
bad.
surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Liked it too. All right,
I
good.
like it.
So what do they have on there? Like onion jam or something?
Yeah,
I
something
need
like that.
arugula and some like aioli
Yeah.
and some bacon and
Black
cheese.
garlic something? Maybe something like that.
It
Some
was-
kind of
Bacon
some-
jam. Yeah, I liked it.
It was very good, yeah. Okay, cool. Lunch was great. We come back. Round 2, you're into what?
I ended up going into this was his first tournament, I think. He won his first round, so then he actually won quite handily, but it was a Tau retaliation cadre.
Yeah.
So a lot of suits. I'm not too shaky about that matchup. I find it pretty easy. I just take the -1 save and make sure he's always in contagion range, and then his suits just don't survive 1 activation, even in shooting and or combat.
No, God, no.
I was able to put everything in the sky. When he set up his suits, I pushed up on my Chaos Spawn to then get them within 6 inches of a contagion, and then I deep striked my 6-man right behind a wall where he couldn't shoot. Like after he moved, I rapid ingressed my 6-man so he had no shots on him, and I could just move, charge, and my 6-man was in his deployment zone on turn 3
Yeah.
on his home objective, and he didn't have a home anymore. And
Yeah,
it was
because-
linchpin.
Oh, yeah, that's rough. Because he also wants to put a bunch of stuff in reserve too, so he's not really screening you out. You can move something up the board, get it in contagion.
Well, he did a pretty cool move because I was blocking him out of you got to protect your home in linchpin.
Of course, yeah.
So I did block off with my Rhino and deploying my Plague Marines and just kind of creating space on the board. But eventually by turn 3, he did actually have a little spot for the flamer ones. Came in, it did some damage to the Plague Marines. It didn't do too much just because they're strength 5 and they were outside of 12 inches.
Yeah.
So he couldn't actually do that much damage to the Plague Marines because he's wounding on 5s.
Yeah.
But he banked 11-inch charge onto my Poxwalkers on the home, and I actually lost and I think that round I got 3 primary because I only had 1 objective, and he got my home.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, that was a really good move. Good point denial. And then I just backtracked with Typhus and Demon Prince from the center objective, and I just went right after it.
Right.
And I got my home back.
Sure. Jeez, just slam an 11-inch charge. No big deal.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I haven't seen a lot of Ret Cadre in a while. They were kind of the hot hand for Tau for a little bit. I think probably the nerf to the 3-inch deep strike going to a 6 for everybody probably hit them one of the hardest.
Yep.
I mean, even
it's 2 CP2, right? To do 6-inch deep strike.
I believe it is.
It might be actually.
But it's 1 with Farsight.
I think
something like that. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
A lot of armies got that pretty hard. Like the Necron Hypercrypt, you don't see a ton of anymore. Grey Knights are usually running competitively. They're running the
detachment where you can charge out of the 6-inch afterwards.
Right. It's just strictly better in most cases, right? Yeah. Cool. So into the Tau, what was the final score on that one?
91-49.
Sweet. So another high scoring, good win. And you're feeling pumped. You're feeling psyched. 2 rounds under your belt. Last game of the day.
Last game of the day. I knew it was going to happen. On my drive to Kelowna, that's all I studied. I watched I listened to 2 battle reports, and I watched the masterclass of it on Auto War. Great. If you guys want to learn stuff like that war room is awesome. It's really helped me to understand other people's armies, but it was Gene Stealer cults. We don't have it in here in Calgary. We don't. I mean, Gord plays them, but I've never gone against. I never went against Gord. I never played against Gene Stealer cults. And they're an army to watch out for. I think they're fantastic, to be honest with you. They can really they play a different game. They're resilient. You think like Death Guard's resilient? Like no. These guys keep coming back.
It's a different kind of resilient.
Their bodies are huge. They have weight of dice on you. It's a really cool army, and their primer denial is unreal with gargoyles
in the right hands. Oh right, he was playing Final Day.
So he was playing.
That's right.
So the opponent is Stu Angel, fantastic guy.
Right, legend.
I voted him for my best sport.
Sweet.
We had a great game, very technical. So what I ended up doing, so with Final Day, they have like Tyranids, and then they have the Gene Steel cults. And then so he runs into some gargoyles, and gargoyles all have the shoot and scoot, OC2, move block the fuck out of you.
It's wild.
They can go in a little line and I can't move through this.
He can spend a CP to uppy downy them too if he needs to.
He can uppy downy Ridge Runners.
Yes.
And they have 2 last cannons at D3 blast, D6 plus 1 damage at strength 12.
Yeah. And they'll hit on 2s.
They'll hit on 2s,
Yeah.
Yes, because they get a bonus from being next to Tyranids, right?
When a Tyranid unit is next to what they're shooting at.
Oh, next to what they're shooting at. Got it.
Away.
Cool.
So I had to consider that, and when I was thinking about my Contagion, because they can get the +1 to hit with the Tyranid model, I decided to go -1 save. I know that a lot of Gene Steel cults, you probably, and I was talking to Alex McDougall after, and he's like, no, you should have probably went -1 hit, because a lot of the times you're actually not near a Tyranid model,
right?
Because you're going to be focusing all your fire on the gargoyles anyways. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah, and everything has a 4-up invul or no save if it's
or
Tyranid
no
model.
real save.
Most of them, they're T-shirt saves.
Yeah.
I think it's better to go -1 to hit in Ascension Host compared to Final Day. Yeah. I think Final Day you have an argument for both, only because my flamers on all my Death Shroud. If I stare at it, there's just no save at all in the gargoyles. They have a 6-up normal, but then now there's just no save because it's AP 0, make it a 7.
Sure.
So I end up going the -1 save here just because anytime I want to stare at them, I just wanted to make sure they're dead. I didn't care about the hits or anything. If they're just dead, they're dead, and they're not giving me problems later.
Sure. Yep.
I mean, they kind of are because they're Gene Steel cults and they come back anyways. Right. But
as best as you can. Yeah.
So my overall strategy with this, and this is somewhat on my study, is you have to create space when you're going into Gene Steel cults. You have to your board presence has to be everywhere. It doesn't matter about hiding and like, oh, can this thing shoot me? And like, okay, these ridge runners, are they going to be able to like line up and do? They probably can anyways, because they go up and down and find an angle on you. So the best thing you can do is just spread out as far as you can, advance everything turn one. And I ended up going first. So I ended up just pushing my poxwalkers up and move blocking a bit. So he couldn't get his ridge runners up all the on the top flank. And then everything else just pushed right in front of him. And I had no spot you could ever deep strike in on almost 3/4 of the board.
Sure. And what, if you remember, what deployment was it?
Tipping point.
Tipping point. So you can kind of pull that off relatively easy on
Yeah,
tipping point.
it's advance everything. I think I rolled a 1 for my poxwalkers on the smaller deployment side of it, and I CP rerolled it to get a 5.
Yeah, you staged your death shroud in the center pocket.
That's right. Yeah, I kept my 6-man on the field. Just because I know he could screen me out as well, and screening out 6-man is a little easier, and I'd rather just have the 6-man on the field to react. And if he decided to move his gargoyles, advance, shoot, and moves, I can actually flamer the crap out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted that presence there. And then whenever he moves up to stage, I can then move 5 inches and then charge that thing. Yeah. So what ended up happening is on turn 2, he staged up the rock grinders. Yeah. And then he left a little space in the main building, or his main building, that I was able to get my Death Shroud in on a charge on turn 2 into killing them. Mm-hmm. He also did make a mistake, and it's only because he didn't understand the damage of Plague Marines. It's to his credit. Like I did warn him or whatever, but like I did roll incredibly hot here. So this is a dice thing, but his Gene Stealers were staged up in his short side deployment. But they were kind of showing, and I could move up my Rhino and deploy my Plague Marine. So it's a 15-inch move essentially, right? Because you have 3-inch deployment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I could get 3 guys to see.
Okay.
That is 2 Blight Launchers and a Plasma Gun.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
On a Gene Stealers. Okay.
Sure.
And then I had the Flamers and other stuff to shoot like his Death Leaper that was nearby.
Else,
and like there was something else that was in front. That turn, I decided, because I pre-measured this, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go +3 contagion. So my turn 2 is now 9-inch contagion.
Yep.
So when I did this 15-inch move, I could actually get one of his Gene Stealer cults, or his Gene Stealers, in contagion on a 9-inch.
Okay.
So now that thing is considered afflicted.
And everything turns on.
So when it's considered afflicted, I could then do the 1 CP on the Plague Marines to get my full hit rerolls and wound rerolls.
Oh, yeah.
So then I aimed the 2 Blight Launchers on it, and it's D3 blast. I rolled a 5 and a 6. So
naturally, of course.
I had 3, and he had a 10-man, so it's actually 10 shots.
Yeah.
I rolled 10 dice, and then I rolled 10 dice. I got a few sustained lethals. I'm picking up everything. I'm fishing.
Yep, of course.
I got 9 5-ups. So that was lethal.
9 lethals, and then 9 back into
now
reroll.
I'm picking up and I'm rolling them, and I
Wounds,
reroll all the wounds. I handed him 14 saves, and then now he's afflicted, so it's a -2, but he has cover, so it's -1.
That's
2 is, but he has 4 up involved in those.
It's 5 up. Actually.
5
up involved. Yeah.
I handed him 15 of those, and then also had the plasma gun. And I think the plasma gun, I handed him 5 with 1 plasma gun.
That's disgusting.
It was 36 damage.
Yeah.
3 dudes.
Just wipes them. Yeah, because math that wipes them, right? You had 15 saves on 5-ups. They're 3 damage each. That's it.
I think if you roll average,
the only 2 still doesn't matter. It against that doesn't
These
matter.
are Blight Launchers, not heavy Blight Launchers.
Understood. Thank you. Got it.
I think if you roll average on 2 Blight Launchers, I think it still picks up the unit.
Yeah, he has to spike on his involves.
Yeah.
Well, so on the 5-ups, you have to hand him 15 saves, right?
Yeah. And
no, but there was no point. Like, I think he was like, I don't even want to roll this. Like, and he picked it up, and he's like, I'm spending my 4 ascension points, and they're coming back.
Sure, right.
6.
But
4. They're 4
for 10.
Oh no, they're 6. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, they're 6.
I have no idea.
I played Alex. It's the exact same list.
Yeah, they're 6. You're right.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So I got that one out early. So then he was only sitting on 4.
Oh yeah, if you could get him to spend points early, that's big. Yeah.
And the math is you spend 6 on the Gene Stealer brick, and then you spend 2 on 2 more Acolyte units.
Acolytes,
Gotcha.
or
they're only 2s.
neophytes or whatever.
I think they're Acolytes with hand flamers.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay, sweet. So you caught a cheeky angle with 3 dudes and just popped them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then my 6-man brick, so killed the rock grinder, and it killed some gargoyles because he moved them up on an Overwatch. Just wiped one. Anytime, I think the one thing against GT Circles is what you got to consider is always kill the gargoyles.
100%.
They will deny your primary. They'll move block you. Whenever you have an opportunity, just kill the gargoyles. That's
100%,
the number one thing to see.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening is he doesn't deploy and is like, okay, I have to hit you now or I can't win the game. So it's what he did. He went everything after that 6-man Death Shroud and wiped it. Those acolytes went into combat with them, wiped them.
Yeah.
Insane. They do insane amount. And there was like 2 5-mans.
The hybrids, the neophyte hybrids.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah. The neophyte.
Yeah, I got the big melee
No one
weapons.
knows what they're called.
Yeah.
I just call them
Acolytes, neophytes.
Yeah, those
et cetera,
ones
et
are.
cetera.
But they have hand flamers though.
Yes, those would be neophytes, I believe, with the hand flamers, right?
Yeah. So killed them, killed the 6-man, and then I was just about more precisioning. And then I had my 3-man attacking his expansive. I ended up burning that. And then he tied up my bloat drone. And at this point in the game, turn 5, he had 2 units, but they were in my deployment zone, and I had 2 units in his deployment zone. So he ended up burning and cleansing my last objective, cleansing and then burning. And then I ended up falling back once with a bloat drone, and then turn 5, I landed my bloat drone in his home and burnt it.
Because a little base race situation.
Yeah, it was a very, very close game. We did go to time. This one I got 80 to 71.
Ooh, yeah.
So that burn in the home objective got me.
100%. That was the game.
That was
Sick. Wild game against a very good player. Nice. Incredible. How you feeling after that one? Tired,
excited.
Yeah.
We ended up having a beer after. It was nice.
Good.
And then we went out for some burgers and
more burgers.
Got some drinks, a few beers.
We just
yeah, we did double burgers.
Burgers all the way down. Yep. I'm not complaining. I love that. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Good. Fantastic.
Okay, and then I ended up getting home around midnight or 1 or something, and had some good had a good enough sleep and. They did pairings that night, so we already knew who we were going against, and we were actually out with the guy that I was paired up against that night. He was playing Green Tide Orcs.
Ooh, yeah, Green Tide's one we haven't seen a lot recently. Lots of War Horde, lots of tactical.
I think Green Tide's the best version.
Daka had its moment.
I don't know why more people don't play it. Probably just because people don't want to move around. How many models were in that list?
He had 90 orcs.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's not even that much for a War Horde.
He had 90 orcs.
Or
He had
a
a big battle cannon, whatever the one that was.
Wagon.
Battle wagon, yeah. There you go. And then he had obviously the appropriate characters, and then 2 tank busters in a truck, 2 units of tank busters in a truck with fire deck 12. That was a wild match too. This is against Noah. I think at one point he was top 50 ITC in the world.
Oh wow.
Or sorry, ELO.
Right.
In the world.
Wow.
He's been at Worlds lots. He's a great player, and he just you're constantly denying primary. Now, the Contagion I chose here was the -1 to hit, and the reason why I chose -1 to hit, most people was telling me to go -1 OC, -1 move, -1 leadership against him because he's going to deny primary. But we were on Purge the Foe, so you're not really going to be. If you're going to be winning on primary, you're going to be winning on it anyways with 20 boys. At 1 OC is going to out OC me no matter what.
Right.
Unless it's my Plague Marines, of course. But I'm not showing them for no. Those kill a 20-man blob. I'm not showing them ever until I can.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't end up showing them until turn 3.
Yeah. Makes sense. Once he's pushed up the board and you have a lot of good fire angles and you can commit into shoot one to death and charge one to death, whatever. Yeah.
So I ended up going second on this one. So he staged up on turn 1, grabbed his expansive, and that was it. On my turn, my first turn, and this is where I think was the critical play that kind of solidified my lead, and I just had to maintain it. On my first turn, I went up to the center with my spawn. I got my expansive. It was already sticky anyways because of the poxwalkers, and I staged my rhino behind the main L, only to come out when I need to, or if I need to do a good kill. And I kept the 6-man Death Shroud on the field because hey. I'm going to flamer some orcs if I can flamer some orcs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they move up. His turn 2, he goes, lines up the tank busters on the firing deck onto the Chaos Spawn, try to get from my point. Because right now, currently I'm holding 3 points, so I can get a hold more on my turn.
Yeah.
And he didn't kill it. We each didn't kill anything turn 1, so he has to kill something. I got lucky with my poxwalkers, and I got him down to 1 model, and he couldn't kill it. So... then he had the tank busters lined up on my Chaos Spawn. I rapid ingressed my Lord of Contagion and 3 Death Shroud right on top of it, and I kept the Lord of Contagion on the point. So even if he killed all the Death Shroud, I'm gonna now have
You're still holding it.
hold more.
That was a 6-inch rapid ingress.
That was a 6-inch rapid ingress, sir, because my chaos spawn pushed against his.
Yeah. So he didn't go further enough onto the objective to zone you off it.
That's right.
Yep.
Interesting.
So then I could get that, and then he tank busters down one after the Death Shroud, and then they missed.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You can't rely on those.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
They're
no.
not gonna get +1 to hit. They're not gonna +1 wound. So goes to my turn. All I have to do now is kill one thing to get kill more,
Right.
and I already have the hold more. And I ended up doing that. I actually ended up killing 2 things. I killed like another vehicle he had, and I killed his truck, and had his tank busters out and stuff like that. So now his mobility is kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I did that. So I had on my first turn, I had kill more, hold more. So I had 16 points on turn 2.
Yeah, on turn 2. Yeah.
And then we kind of went back and forth a bit. He did deny me on primary once. I think I did I did a mistake with the math with Death Shroud. I went for the sweep attack on a 20-man when I should have went the strike, and I probably would have killed it and had a good call the horde. But I actually drew call the horde turn 2, and I didn't kill anything, so I held it.
Yeah.
I held it. No, I held it.
Good.
And then I got 10 the following turn.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could have been 15 if I did the strike.
Yep.
Which was, and it would have been a tie on primary. It was a difference of 9 points. It was a bit of a mistake. We ended up timing out, and we couldn't go into round 5 because the ITC rules, if you're when the round's done and it's lower than 10 minutes, you can't go into the next round. And
Right.
he timed out at 0, and I had 9 minutes left, so we just cleared it out. I drew sabotage at the end, and established locus, so I just scored my secondaries. I got a 6 on sabotage, and we tied on primary there. That I ended up getting the game 69-63.
Ooh, Jesus, these ones are tight. 69. Well done.
Yeah, that's
Of
an
course.
auto win.
Auto win, no matter what.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's tight. That's a rough game. I mean, it sounds like you were in the driver's seat for most of it, but there's just so many bodies on the board. I'm sure it's just like you're just slogging through it. Hey.
Yeah, and they could punch, right? And
Oh, for sure they can.
the minus one hit definitely kept my guys alive to help me on purge, but the one his go turn, he still got to kill more anyways, right? So.
Yeah, an interesting play to hold on to Cull turn 2. I guess that you're thinking based on the board state, he kind of has to push boys up on turn 3, right? Otherwise, he's just going to lose the game, right?
That's right.
That's about it. So, sick.
I made some other positional errors too that he was able to tag the right things, and like Poxwalkers were like 3.5 inches away from a bloat drone, so we can actually pile in onto it. So there's some positional things I could have done better, but ultimately I kept him on a close game, and I just kept tying and waiting on primary.
That's the way to do it, right? Yeah. Just barely ahead the whole game.
Yeah.
And then you win the game. That's how it works, yeah.
So round 4, so now it's 4-0.
Yes.
The way the tournament works is the placings were based on opponent's win percentage for placings.
Right. Bracket, then win percentage, obviously.
Yeah, like your wins, and then and so at this point with 43, there's only going to be 3 4-0s, because it was not like it's a larger event, but it wasn't like 80 people.
Right.
And there was only 3 4-0s, then it's a lock for top 3.
Right. Oh, that's true. Hey, before you even play your game.
Yeah. So at that point, I'm feeling pretty good. I could get paired into the next 4-0 and then whatever, but I ended up getting paired into our boy, Fraser
Perry.
So that's 2 weekends in a row, 3
final
tournaments in
tables.
the last 2 months that we've been in the finals together.
3 tournaments. And what was the third?
The RTT in March.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Feels like forever ago, but yeah.
Yeah, RTT in March, Classic, and then...
Wow. Just a repeat of the finals.
Yeah.
With a golden ticket on the line again.
With the golden ticket on the line.
Yeah.
This one favored me quite a bit. It's not a typical mission you see in tournaments. It was supply drop.
Ooh, that is an odd one.
Yeah, so that's one where you remove each objective marker, and at the end you basically want to have you want to go second, and you want to be able to get that last objective that stays alive for 15 primary right at the end.
100%.
So going second is a massive advantage. And when we rolled it to see which ones go, it was my expansive, the one that stays. So not the middle,
So you just
not
got-
his. It was mine.
And did you go second as well?
And I went second.
You just had the dream drop.
And I had 1,000 points in the sky. So they all came down on turn 3. Hunkered down between the 8 and 8 for turn 4.
Yeah.
And then the 15 on turn 5.
Oh.
And he got a little aggressive with his banshees because he knows what the fight's gonna be, and I had basically the way I deployed, like I could react over there if I needed to because I had everything in the sky, but my Plague Marines were around there, and then now my Death Strat are going to be there, and so he started initiating the fight early.
Yeah.
Right there, and he was a little aggressive with his banshees, and I was able to win that fight, and I made insane saves with my bloat drone. It was like 5-up invul, 5-up invul. He couldn't kill it for 2 turns. Typhus comes down, mortal wounds it out of combat, starts shooting. Even if the Incarn warped onto it, I had my Poxwalkers already on it because when he charged my expansive objective, I was able to heroic with Poxwalkers and keep the point.
Oh, wow.
And then I screened on turn 1. I denied he had no because I went second. He on his first turn or second turn, sorry, he had no primary, so I was able to kind of like push the primary game, which I should be able to die, but me going second on this one, I was able to actually stave off.
You can't survive on points. So if you go second on supply drop, it's actually like super hard for them to just keep 15 primary.
It's my worst matchup and literally the dream mission and dream thing to happen, going second and it being my expansive.
Well, because
everything worked in my favor.
100%. The Ynnari generally want to deny you primary early and just play a long, slow game and like get their points at the end of the game, right? Have all these fast-moving Eldar on turns 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But you, knowing where the big objective is going to be at the end and having all your stuff in reserve, can just basically dogpile that little your expansion and be like, you little elf bodies have to work through all of this
and live
all
through,
this fucking
and
beef
live through a deep strike and all the shooting.
Because you're going to throw shit at him here and there and distract him. He's not going to be able to bring his full force to your home objective ever. What little bits he can do, you're to be like, I'm tough as nails.
Yeah, like I'm tough enough that I can survive. I can make the right 4-ups, and I did. And Plague Marines came down, got rid of the bikes, and anyways, little bit of redemption, felt pretty good.
No doubt. Fraser Perry, easy work. Everybody out there,
leg work,
nothing.
Easy. He's gonna take a nerf. Meta chase to the next thing.
Yeah, that's it, right? He's done. He's done with Ynnari. He loses to Kass in the finals, and he's off of this faction. We're done.
So after that, that was the 5-0.
That's it.
Very nice.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
It was. I'm sure you were very excited, but that's a not an easy win path by any means. No. You got some big dogs you had to go through.
My last 3 were incredibly tough.
Yeah.
Even for that guy, for the Tau player, his second tournament, he was actually he was quite good. Yeah, he was quite good. He was making the right moves. He might have been a little bit more aggressive with his ghost kills, but honestly, he made some great moves, and he had. I think the power of the Death Guard kind of outweighed a lot of things.
Power of the Death Guard.
Kelowna's strong meta.
Very strong meta.
Yeah, that whole Pacific Northwest is no joke.
I mean, David, you were there. So what do you think? Like, I mean, you can give a.
Oh yeah, David was also at the tournament. Should be noted.
Yep. He got
also
4th place. Fifth place.
Fifth place
goes 4-1.
Yeah.
Your only loss being to
the Knights player. Yeah.
The Knights player.
I just made a bad mistake and got stat checked, and
that's what they do.
Downhill.
That was at the Canis Lancer list.
Yeah.
Just a super good strong list. Nothing weird.
Make 4-ups and then
easy.
Your Dread Knights just die to like melt guns.
Yeah, for sure. They're supposed to. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it was good. I kind of played good games. Like beat my first 2 opponents by 20-30 points, and they were good. And then I lost Knights round 3. Then round 4, I played McDougal. Same list as Stu.
Yeah. They're playing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
exact
wow.
Same list.
Strong. Yeah. Very strong.
I was lucky though. I pulled him on Purge the Foe.
Yeah.
And there's like 20 units plus the 3 he brings back.
And David had secret tech against him.
Oh.
I did.
What did you do?
I went fixed, even though Kass told me not to go fixed.
I was like, you can't go fixed.
David loves his fixed. If there's an opportunity for fixed, he's in.
I don't
he's
think
in.
I even talked to Alex about it after, and he's like, if it wasn't for this mission, then no.
It would
but
have been
it was
mistake.
because of this mission. It was
you're just doing purge. Yeah, you're just doing purge.
Right.
I don't know, but regardless,
this guy.
I don't think I've ever lost going fixed ever.
Oh, strong.
It's just like usually I only take fixed if I go purge, because then you actually don't need to worry about playing any objectives whatsoever, and it's like, okay, stage and trade up.
Right. Always. Yeah.
Yeah. It certainly helps if you go second.
Of course.
And you did.
Purge
right?
going
and
second is a great feeling.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Sweet. And then you won that game. You won, and then what'd you go in the finals?
And then round 5, I played Kenneth. I'm butchering his last name. Uliot.
Okay.
And he's number 8th in the States ITC rank.
Damn.
I think in the world? Or no,
18th in the world.
Oh yeah, so
And he
big-
was
big name,
playing
yeah.
triple Norn.
He's number 1 Tyranid player in the world too.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, he was
There you
playing
go.
triple Norn and like 6 other monsters and some backline, and he went fix against me, which I thought was a mistake.
What would he pick? Fix into you?
He picked behind and engage because he had a
Very strange.
Biovore.
Yeah, but you can screen it out.
I just screened it out.
Yeah, if you know that's his 2 cards, that's all of his secondary. You just spend half your army screening basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. And but I did have to dedicate 3 units to screen, which is like
of
whatever.
course.
I have 3 units that aren't killing vehicles and monsters.
Cool.
So
Sure, yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
your like when we looked at that list, like, oh my god, this is a bad list for you.
bad
Sure.
matchup.
Bad
My
matchup.
go turn was really bad. I left a Norn on 4 wounds and an Exocrine on 2.
Yeah, that's rough.
The Exocrine then put 12 wounds on a Dread Knight.
Yeah.
But that's all he did. He just whiffed. I made saves. He made a couple of mistakes. I touched things, and he can't fall back and shoot in that detachment.
He touched things.
So then the Dread
Was he
Knights just
playing Invasion or what was he playing?
Crusher Stampede.
Oh, he was actually doing Crusher.
Yep.
And it's pretty good. It's
is.
It's basically you get +1 to hit if
Yep.
you're under full, and +1 wound if you're under half.
Yep.
And those monsters are living on 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Basically immune to being locked in combat and degrading.
And with the Norn, they choose one objective and they have like OC 15 on it.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Yes.
Sure they do.
Now,
And a
was
5
the
up
ones that they
Philippine?
chose all the? I guess it'd be 1 for each because he had 3 Norns.
He did 1 for each. He gets to choose which Norns get the extra OC and feel no pain on which objective after we figure out which is the important one for
That's right.
supply drop.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so that's the way
He
it
Yeah,
works.
the timing
deciding-
is actually good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and he decided not to double up on the important one, which I thought was a mistake.
Sure.
So he put 1 on each, and of course the one that goes away on turn 4, he loses the feel no pain once that goes away.
Right, yep.
So that Norn effectively just becomes a Land Raider.
Yep.
An easier to kill Land Raider in my opinion because it's T11, not 12.
That's right.
And so that one just becomes effectively not useless, but not as good.
Yeah, but at that point, effectively,
Yeah.
useless. Yeah.
And then the Dread Knights just hammered stuff and
Nice.
kind of played the, he can't fall back and charge, you can't fall back and shoot, I can, and just Trishaned him down.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think there is that going fixed in that fashion would probably be a trap. Just because if it's the both the positioning ones behind and engage, you just spend all your time blocking them out and away you go.
Yeah, he just doesn't really have the action economy to go tactical without the big monsters that want to be activating. So
That's true too.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Makes sense.
All right.
Sweet. Well, that was the win path. You got your fancy golden ticket.
Yeah, I got Atlanta to look forward to. I'm
Going
excited.
Atlanta.
And, but hey, we got to focus on the Edmonton Open coming up first. So
That's right. We have another big one coming up in 3 weeks now. Notably, we also have a data slate and a new mission pack.
Yeah.
Edmonton's going to be bonkers.
we can talk about more when that comes out.
Yeah, we'll touch on it, but it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
With at least 1 golden ticket on the line. I don't think anybody said. Is there 2?
just 2.
Just two.
There were 3 this weekend at the 45-minute.
And then at the
2
250 plus people will get 2.
But a few things I want to mention too.
Yeah.
We have the Edmonton Open. Just for everyone else who's watching, we are going to be doing the finals on live stream from our league.
Oh, nice.
I think Anthony and Tony are going to be the finals.
Yes. Is that? Yeah, I haven't looked at I think the round ends like tomorrow. So
Yeah. So I think we're going to be doing that on live stream. So check in with that. Check in with us. Come say hi. I'll be there. Ben will be there.
I'll be there.
Sure.
Maybe I'll hang out.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Dave?
Sorry, you said it's Tony and who?
Fraser.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So then one of us will produce, and maybe I'll come say hi and hang out, drink a beer, bug the players as they play.
Yeah.
And we got the plaque posted up in Ogre's Den. Well, next time I post the rounds, I'm gonna shoot a cool picture up there. We got so that your name can live on in eternity if you win for eternity. If you win a season or the round or the whole shebang.
Yeah. Well, I think that wraps it up though, eh?
I love it. Congratulations, Mr. Kass, again.
Thank you, guys.
did it very well done, very well earned.
Hey, we're all a team here. We all help each other.
But I
And
mean,
you did meta chase? You've always been a Death Guard
just
player?
locked in. You
So
waited until
respect.
the meta chased you. The meta finally caught up to you, and you're like, yes, meta, now it is our
Come
time.
into my step into my web.
And I mean, being at the final table for a golden ticket event 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just your time.
It was right there.
Boom, it's right there, and you friggin' grabbed it. Well done, sir.
The Orcs win was the clutch one.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Right.
All
Anyways,
right, man. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. Kass, why don't you sign us out here? You're the big man of the hour.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for everyone for watching. I hope you learned something. If you guys need to contact me, I'm on a bunch of different Discords. I'm on the Discussing Resilient one for Death Guard. I'm on the Calgary Champs one. I am on Art of War as well. Their Discord. So if you guys want to reach out, have any questions about Death Guard, I'm more than happy to help. So yeah, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like. It does really go far. It does go a long way for our algorithm. It does keep the lights on. We do pay for this, so it does help us. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode of Bloodbath Tactics.
Bye everybody.